Sean, my
What's
first
up?
30 days of no sex.
What?
30 days of no sex. Celibacy,
Why?
30 days. A challenge to self. Actually, I don't like the word challenge. It sounds kind of gimmicky. I would like to call it a program. I would like to call it treatments. Treatments a little heavy. I wouldn't say treatment, but like a
Protocol.
protocol, curiosity. Um, I'm assuming you've done something like this. I feel like you have.
Like no fap November or something?
Yeah, or just like you know, 30 days of
Yeah.
playing
uh,
with discipline. I just feel like you've done stuff like this.
So what is tell me more about it. What's the deal?
Had a conversation and with a friend, and we were just talking about you know, life and relationships and uh sex and discipline, just men's work. And my friend said, "Have you ever done like a 30-day no like celibacy?" And I said, "No." And also like why?
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about it, and of course we're talking about, growing up in the 80s, porn at an early age, high libido and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I wonder if I should try it. And then I started thinking about it and it scared me. And then I thought, I don't know if I can do that. And then I thought, well, if you don't think you can do it, then you should do it. You
Yeah.
should actually, there's a lot of data there. So then I ran it by Chat GPT. I was like, what are the benefits of this? And this is what sold me. It was actually Chat GPT. And Chat GPT said, I'll read it to you. Number 1, relationship with self, meaning detox from distraction. Without the dopamine hits from sexual release, you'll start to face what's beneath the surface, right? So boredom, loneliness. We've talked about mommy issues, anxiety, longing, and it invites an honest reflection, emotional clarity, reclaiming personal power. Stop outsourcing validation to sex approval, and then you could kind of start to cultivate a self worth internally, right? Sharpen focus and energy. This idea of sexual energy,
Mhm.
which I kind of feel like we both have a lot of, being channeled into something else, like creative energy or something.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that sounds abstract. I want to believe in it. I want to see if I can do something like that. And then number 2, masculine and feminine energy balance, meaning healthy masculine cultivation. The masculine thrives in presence, structure, and restraint. Discipline, right? So I struggle with discipline when it comes to food, sex. I don't struggle with discipline when it comes to fitness, flow states, a movement kind of stuff, right? And creativity. And then finally, it's spiritual benefits. Sexual energy, when not released physically, can be transmuted into possible spiritual energy. This is like tantric yogi kind
Hmm.
of stuff, which I've never experienced. Ego dissolution. You may notice how often sex used to fill a void, prove prove something, or feel powerful. So it's just kind of like this man's journey I'm trying to do before I leave the country.
Yeah.
It's all
Cool.
part of it.
I mean, I've heard of some variation of this, and I, know that there can be some benefits.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Um, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna be for you. I when you were talking, I was like, "Oh, yeah," before you even said it, this idea of transforming sexual energy into creative
Mm.
energy is definitely a thing.
What's your experience with that, and how do you do that? Give me some instructions.
I don't know if I have any instructions. I think you have to, like, intentionally, consciously take
Mm.
that excitement, the arousal that you have, right?
When you're aroused, and then
It
like
happens when you arouse, and then this is
funnel it. Yeah.
can you funnel it? Can you bring it into your heart? As in, can you, like,
Oh.
consciously think about this energy moving up into your body? Because when
Mm.
it's down in your groin, it's like kind of that's where it lives, that's where it wants to be
Right.
expressed. But
Right.
can you bring it up into your heart and into your headspace? Right?
That's
So, like,
fascinating, man. Yeah.
visualize the
Yeah.
energy moving up. So in the cuddle parties that I used to go to, they were all very platonic. They were platonic
Right.
cuddle parties. And so the question was, what happens if you get aroused? And they would just say, bring that up, bring that energy
Mm.
up into your heart. And you can transform it quite quickly.
So that's fascinating to me. And, 5 years ago, I would be rolling my eyes. So I'm
Yeah,
curious about that.
yeah. I mean, I think there's also this idea of circular breathing in tantra where like two people will be in
Oh,
front
yeah.
of in front of
Yeah.
each other
Like sinking
and
breath.
sinking breath, and generally the woman will breathe out through um her genitals. No, no, sorry. No, I know. Hold on.
Because I've seen
No, no.
women, smoke cigarettes, with which is a whole
Yeah,
different thing. Yeah,
that's a
circus
different thing.
tricks. Yeah.
No, sorry. So the man will breathe out through his genitals. The woman will breathe in through her genitals, and she'll breathe out through her mouth, and he'll breathe in through his mouth. That's the circular
Mm,
kind of tantric way of breathing, and so you have to picture this energy and this breath circulating through two
right.
bodies, and so you just get to do that through one body, basically.
Well, my rule is, obviously, no masturbation, no sex, no pornography or anything like that, but I can be sensual. I could still connect to my partner. I'm not just gonna, like, close close a wall and be like,
Yeah,
"Get away from me." I do want to make it more about, her, not about me, and you could have sensual experiences, but not sexual, and you're not, like, doing it to release kinda thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
What does that what does sensual look like for you? Are your
Doggy
laundries
style.
ready?
Orgies, doggy style. Um, uh,
Yeah, less intimate
this is a
stuff.
great, great, great plug for your sex toy. Insert Sean's sex toy, which, by the way, is fireproof. That shit is fireproof.
It's fireproof, yeah, and
Yes.
also you can't buy them in the United States anymore because of Chinese tariffs. So,
Oh, shit. So where can we get your sex toy, Sean?
if you live outside the United States, no problem, they'll ship to Canada and all over the place, but
Oh, man.
yeah. Lincoln
Oh,
Bio, I think they still have a bunch left, but we're
yeah.
not selling to the States.
Okay.
That
Um,
partnership has is on hold.
yeah.
Well, that's
Sensual
exciting. Yeah,
sensual means, um, I mean, it means slow. It means, heart connection. It means, massage, candles, what it just doesn't mean the, uh, typical routine of, foreplay, intercourse, that pancakes,
pastrami
pastrami,
sandwich.
pastrami
Wait, what did you
sandwich,
say after?
pancakes.
Yankees? Oh, pancakes.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're more of a morning guy. I'm more of a noontime guy, I think.
No, no, I just whenever I have sex, I crave pancakes afterwards. It's like, sex and pancakes is they just go it's like peanut butter and chocolate, they just go hand in hand to me.
Yeah, sounds fun. It's a
Yeah,
great combo.
yeah, try it.
Thanks for sharing that. So it's no masturbation may kind of thing.
That's a better thank you. No masturbation made is much better than a 30-day celibacy challenge, which sounds
No, I think
yeah,
I mean no bust may actually is really what it
yeah,
is, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's
Well,
May 5th, so all of May.
hey, all the more reason for us to finish these episodes with a bang, you know?
Oh, yeah, I
So
like that.
we can keep checking in on how you're
I'm gonna
doing.
channel my sexual energy into, podcasting.
I have had an experience. I remember I was going with this woman that I was in love with in Montreal. I was practicing not ejaculating, but we
Yes,
would still have sex,
right.
and it was very challenging.
Oh, I'm sure. Wait,
Like blue
there's
balls
a term for this where you go all the way, and then you
ed
don't
edging.
edging, yes, it's called
Yeah,
edging.
yeah,
Were you
and
able to
it
do it?
is I was, yes,
Oh.
but, like, I usually kinda roll my eyes when men complain about blue balls, but there is a level where if you are edging that much, like, you are gonna feel a lot of internal pressure, like,
Mm,
a lot of pressure that
right,
can only
physically.
really be released by having by ejaculating.
So like, how long did you edge for until you finally or you didn't really throughout the whole thing?
I didn't release, yeah, so I don't know,
Oh.
edge, like, get as close as possible. There's this, book by Montauk Chia called The Multi-Orgasmic Male,
Mm.
where they teach you how to separate orgasm from ejaculation.
Oh, yeah, that's next level.
And this is the
Yeah.
one of the
Hmm.
top levels, that's like the top boss, which is that you can orgasm and have full body orgasms without ejaculating.
Wow,
Um,
that's like the tantra shit. That's like the Sting 12-hour,
yeah,
yeah.
and I have tried and I have I have not succeeded, but I've gotten, various levels of close to this. And that's what I was doing with this partner. And it was hard. So sometimes I had to take like a cold shower to sort of
Wow. So were
crank
you
down.
angry or frustrated after, she left, or you're now by yourself and you're super turned on? Or by that time, was it
Oh,
you've
by that time it
control?
had gone down. No, I was definitely, I never got angry about it because it was
Yeah.
like, I did this to myself,
Right, right.
But frustrated, I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but there was definitely like a heightened sensation
Yeah.
that was a little frustrating for sure.
Hey, you know that silly game when you have to sneeze and someone will take that away from you? Like, they'll put their finger in your mouth, or, it's like kids do that, right? You're about to
Mhm.
sneeze and they make it
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can't sneeze.
Yeah, blow in your mouth or something.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I mean, it feels like you gotta sneeze so bad, and then you yourself, you're taking that opportunity away.
Where are you in this, you're 5 days in or something, or does it start when did it start? When was your last ejaculation?
We're doing it right now
You're
while
you
we're talking. I'm hoping to finish as soon
you're
as I can
edging
say.
right
I'm
now?
edging right now. Today's day 1. Today's day
Day
1.
1, okay,
Yeah,
okay, May
and
5th.
and
Yeah,
also, Vanessa being very supportive and generous, she said, "Should we go one more time so you could start fresh?" 'Cause it's been a few days, right? This is
uh-huh,
just something, and I'm thinking, "No, let's just go." I don't wanna I don't wanna, like, have to reset because I'm trying to get one more in, right? Which is
yeah,
kind of not the point of this. So, on paper, I'm like 3 or 4 days in, but I'm officially making it day 1 today.
okay. When are you moving to Costa Rica?
4 weeks.
What's the date?
It's like the first week of June.
Okay,
I don't know the exact date, but, this is the last month. I think for you
yeah.
too, right?
No, no, I'm here until September until August.
Let me tell you, Sean, the timing and how stars are lining up for, this move has been crazy. Like, for example, us deciding to kind of wind down and end we're, like, ending on the literally, like, the week that I'm leaving. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and then, my mom, because she's the only one that I'm kind of worried about 'cause she'll be alone, uh, for 15 years, she put her name it's been a waiting list of over 15 years. She put her name in a raffle to live in the Koreatown senior apartments where you're close to, shopping and all like the community gated. Um, and no one gets in unless people start dying, right?
yeah.
So you put your name in and you just cross your fingers. It's been 15. They never tell you when they're gonna call. It's been 15 years. She got the call last week
Wow.
as we're about to leave. And I'm like, oh my God. And so she does an interview. And so if she gets into this Korean senior living thing, then I feel calm. Then, like,
Yeah,
it's so safe there, right? Anything
yeah, yeah.
happens, they have
One less
staff.
thing to worry about.
Yes, and so that's dude, out of the blue, that she just got the call as we're leaving,
'Cause
like,
she lives alone?
she lives alone.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
great, amazing, amazing.
Alone in Glendale, no life, does nothing, just watches TV, goes for her walk, doesn't turn the lights on, doesn't turn the air conditioning on. I mean, old
Yeah,
school fucking
yeah,
no friends, 0 friends, and I Uber her over once a week, to see Logan, and she folds our laundry, she goes home.
yeah,
That's her entire life.
yeah. Wow.
So, anyway.
Wow, that's cool, man. Serendipitous, kismet,
Yeah, just,
divine intervention, divine
maybe,
timing.
maybe, or just, if you don't believe in that stuff, coincidence, but, I believe in that stuff now, for sure.
Coincidence. Yeah, it could just be coincidence.
No,
But
no,
I'm happy for your mom, and I'm happy for your mom because
yeah,
that's cool.
we
My
get we get
grandma my grandma was living alone, and her partner had died, and she was having a hard time getting up the stairs at this point, and my
Mm.
uncle was living upstairs, and so he was kinda having to do all this extra stuff. And then we started looking at these, like, senior living facilities, and she was like, "I do not wanna go. Do not put me in a home." And we found this one. We went and interviewed. She moved in. She was like, "I'm gonna hate it." 2 weeks later, just in love with
Mm,
all the
yeah,
little old ladies. They were down in the foyer gossiping. They were eating 3 times a day together. She had her salon appointments in the facility. Uh, she had someone come and put her socks on at night, like stuff that she didn't have access to, and she was much happier for the
it's the
last couple of years.
it's the modern day village, and, a lot of people who, logically don't think they need it, they experience it and they're like, "Wow, this is" because we're not meant to do life alone.
She was popular. She had, like, all these little gray-haired
Uh,
friends.
yeah. And also not to make it gross and weird, but,
Uh-oh.
lot in these seniors I didn't wanna think about it because my mom's going in these seniors living homes, lots of, STDs.
Oh. Oh, yeah, STIs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, it's
I
true.
can't even think about this. I can't even think about this, but,
They're
that
having
is a fact.
sex. It's
There's
true. We used
there's
to hear
nothing else to
stories
do.
of well, they play bridge and
Mhm.
there's other things to do, but yeah, they also have a sex. I remember hearing
Oh,
stories about people coming in and hitting on my grandma. She was, like, 85,
was she
85.
hot grandma. My mom's had
Yeah,
sex twice in her life, me and my brother.
that's a
I'm, like, positive. I'm, like, positive she's had sex twice in her life.
she's unlikely to have it again, probably.
Yeah, I can't even imagine my mom. I can imagine the dudes in the senior living being, like, aggressive.
Well, they're yeah, you think so?
Not aggressive, but, like, determined. I mean, you see them every it's like a dormitory,
Mhm.
constantly,
They're
you know
cleaning up. They're cleaning up.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yeah, there's literally
You think they're having threesomes? Probably.
God, I don't know, man. Do you think you at that age, around, say, 80, would be sexually active? I don't think
Probably.
Really?
Probably. Yeah. Maybe. A little bit in some way.
I don't know,
Something.
man. It feels
Hey,
sure.
if you're
Yeah.
80, give us a call.
Yeah, let us know.
657-549-1001.
Yeah.
Leave us a voicemail.
Let us know if you're,
How is your sex life in your 80s? I'd like to know.
Yeah.
All right, John, we have to pivot real quick.
Let's do it.
You ready? One of us has to go to the principal's office,
Oh, alright. It's
but
gonna be when you say one of us, I already know it's gonna be me.
it's me.
Again?
Me. I
I
have to
know.
go.
Again?
Oh,
You've been there many
did
times, and then I stick up for you.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I could use it. Last week, dude, I read the comments on by the way, we're getting a ton more comments on Spotify, which is kinda cool,
Oh,
and on
nice.
YouTube, and people said that that I'm sort of insufferable, actually, and very, very critical.
Wait, what does insufferable mean? I
Insufferable
don't
means, like, he's just so fucking annoying, you know, like, can he just stop, basically, being so annoying? Um, so the feedback is that I have been way too critical of you. You know, I'm like, policing your speech, don't say
Mm,
this,
mm.
and specifically around when I asked you if I could park my truck on your and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, just say no," and
Right,
people were
right.
like, "Just let him be, like, let John be John,"
You
and
know what? I actually learned dude, that was really, a huge lesson for me, that little exchange, because I said to myself, "Sean's right." Like, you don't have to beat around the bush and give excuses. "I'm sorry, it's a sacred space." That's enough. Like, that was very helpful for me when you said that, actually.
well, that's I love hearing that,
Yeah.
but I also still got dragged under the bus by, like, a dozen people, and I think what people are catching yeah, I don't know, I think it's the feedback is that I'm, like, too politically correct, I'm not curious
Mm,
enough,
mm.
and people feel like I'm bashing you too much or, like, trying to change you and not accepting you for who you are.
I think you gotta stop reading the comments, Sean.
I know, but it's
Because
all
I also know you're sensitive. I also know you care. I also know that, these things probably really affect you, you know?
Yeah, but it's also we can do better, and it's actually kinda nice to get the pulse, and, like, in that episode, in that
Yeah.
last episode, or maybe in the last couple weeks, people have kind of been feeling a shift between us.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's kinda it's like it was like the beige underwear thing, right? Like, some of your friends were like, "Hey, dude, you need to read this and sort of
Right.
maybe look at your behavior." And so I do struggle with being kinda critical sometimes, even though I try to be really non-judgmental, I find that in this relationship, I'm struggling with that.
Do you think that the critical is, coming from, hurt? Meaning, us, because I brought it up, us, ending at least our version of this podcast, and then maybe not hanging out as much. Although, I have asked you out to things like concerts and are you going to
Yeah,
fairs and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No,
I always feel like I think Sean thinks I'm not reaching out enough, but then I'm like, well, I
you
have
do.
asked you to think, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I don't know.
No, I don't I think I've just always been critical. I don't think it's because the nature of our relationship is changing. I think it's just that, like, I'm worried about how we're being perceived,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like, what terms do we need to how can we be politically correct? How can it's like it was like the minivan thing, it's like, "Hey, don't be nice to people with minivans," but you're just
Right,
being you. You're just saying,
right.
"I don't wanna drive a minivan," and that's
Yeah,
fine. It's
yeah.
fine that you don't wanna drive a minivan or that you have stories about mini what it means to drive a minivan. Um, and I am too worried about what other people think. I really am,
You
even though I preach not
you
to.
this is not a bad thing, but you are blunt. You are honest. You don't I mean, you pretty much just state how you feel, right? So
But you
whether that
say
is like, I
but
don't wanna I don't like, for example, I gave you a link to the music festival concert. You're like,
yeah.
"Thanks, it's just not my thing." Right? So, like, just which is just honest. It doesn't hurt me, but some other people may feel that that's, I don't know, not being I don't know, like
Well, that's a good example of how that might be hypocritical of me because you're also blunt by saying, "I don't wanna drive a minivan."
Right.
And I go, "Well, John, why, be nicer to people with minivans and it's like so I'm sort of like this I'm on my high horse, telling you that you need to do better, basically.
Mm,
And that's not fair. And it's not accepting you for who you are.
mm.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think you are doing better. I mean, I actually, now that I think about it, reading people's opinion of their experience of you, not just you, but me, and then really considering that is courageous and that is doing better. So I guess I need to be in the comments, reading about me.
Well, you don't you don't have to if you don't want to. You
Hey,
got other things to do. I mean, that's not your thing. Also, it's not your thing.
I have videos with comments that, a lot of comments of how I need to be better. So
Well, I
like the
think
Costa
it's
Rica video.
yeah, I think what's cool about your approach is that you're more unapologetically you, as in you just kind of go for it and like you just
Yeah.
keep being you and you just kind of don't it seems like you don't really care what
I mean, of
the
course I care.
the peanut gallery
Oh,
thinks.
damn.
No, what?
No, I
What's
think
wrong
it's
with
funny. I would say
the
that. I would say the peanut gallery, and to the minivan, I would say the pickle wagon. It's all good. It's okay.
there's
It
something nice about just being yourself and saying like,
yeah.
unless
Yeah.
I'm egregiously wrong and I'm going to get canceled, I don't really
Right.
care.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
who I am.
yeah.
Whereas
Uh
I'm really worried about other people not liking me. That's like a thing
mm,
that I live with, and that it comes from childhood and it comes from
sure.
my upbringing. I'm worried. I am worried. I'm always trying to figure out like how I could be liked.
Yes, and I have a version of that too. Hence the 30-day celibacy challenge probably, right?
Oh, because what? It's going to give you some.
I think I seek approval validation from women.
Uh-huh.
Love, I think my love sometimes can be conditional, stuff like that, and I think it's tied to it's swirl, it's all mixed in the giant pot, but, under the umbrella of seeking validation, approval, all that, and that yeah, of course, I do that as well. I think I've put more reps in as far as, or maybe not, but I started on Tumblr 2010 and made a promise to myself that, I'm just gonna be honest. It's like the first sentence I said after my divorce. I was like, "I'm just gonna be honest, man. I'm just gonna be honest, whatever that looks like." And so, 5,000 blog posts later and then enter social media, I just keep going back to, "I'm just gonna be honest, man." And then if I've hurt people, of course, I should apologize. But I also feel like, if everyone likes you, no one likes you. So when some people don't like me,
Hmm.
I feel like, well, then there's some people do. If I only got nothing but love, I'd be like, "Okay, no one likes me."
A pizza for everyone is a pizza for no one.
I don't know what that means. I've never heard that before.
I well, I kind of I
Oh,
made
you
it
just
up.
made it. Okay.
Well, I've been trying to get it to stick. It hasn't really been. But basically, like if you try to make yourself the version for everybody, you end up being the version for no one. You
Yeah,
know,
you
you
turn
try to
invisible.
please all those people,
Correct,
the
correct.
minivan drivers and the this and this. You know,
Yes,
now
yes.
I'm worried about the senior living communities,
Oh,
people up
see,
in arms.
I'm not. I'm not. We know there, there's orgies going on and there's, STDs and we know the seniors are being irresponsible sexually, whatever.
Yeah, are they though?
I don't know.
Any more than we are?
I don't know, but now I'm feeling like my mom shouldn't go there. Now I feel like she's safer in Glendale in her house by herself.
Absolutely, with the lights turned off.
Yeah, with the lights turned off.
No, I think she needs to get laid, dude.
Oh god, don't say that. Stop. Stop, Sean. What are you talking about? She's 80 something. Stop.
So.
Oh, dude, it's too early for this shit. Let's get to a question, man.
Okay,
Oh,
hold on.
I'm
First
excited.
of all, before that, um, let's see what else. Yo, I went to Beyonce on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
Holy shit.
Amazing? I mean,
Yes.
obviously.
So, I'm not a big Beyonce fan. I mean,
Right.
I like her music, but I don't, like, listen to it.
Yeah, me too.
Don't go out of my way.
Right.
And my friend asked me to go, and I said yes because her friend was sick and couldn't make it, and, this is actually someone I used to date 10 years ago, and we're friends, and she lives in LA. And then I, like, started really regretting committing to going to Beyonce because it's like, oh, it's at SoFi Studios, it's
Mm,
gonna be fucking traffic, it's like
mm.
6 o'clock on a Thursday, parking, like, the whole thing is just gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
really challenging,
Logistics.
and this happens to me, I say yes to something, and then immediately I go, "Fuck, why did I say yes to this?" You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But quickly I was like, "Okay, nope, like, you're gonna go, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna be of service to your friend, and that's your job. Your job is to be a good date for your
Oh,
friend
nice.
who loves Beyonce, you
Yeah.
know? And she's gonna drive, and it's gonna be fine." And so we met up, and then she's like, "You have to drive," for whatever reason. She had to pump. She's like, You have to drive." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm driving. I'm here for her." So I
Mhm.
drive, we
Mhm.
go. Best night ever.
Wow.
The whole thing
Wow.
from getting picked up to getting dropped off was like a 5, 6 hour kind of amazing experience.
This is a great life lesson because I, like you, commit to things and like, oh, parking. Do I want to do this and all that? The whatever the Debbie the Downer. And then those experiences end up being the best. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Great great crowd, great show, obviously Beyonce, Queen, Slay,
Yeah.
iconic. Amazing crowd, costumes, everyone dressed as cowboys.
Wow. Oh,
Great.
oh, she did the country thing.
Yeah,
She did
Cowboy
the
Carter is
Yeah, yeah,
her
yeah.
new album. Best country album of the year.
Wow.
Amazing show, just like total performer. So yeah, it was a reminder that like sometimes you could show up for a friend for a thing that you might not be super into,
Mhm.
and showing up is the most important thing, and you could
Mm.
still have a really good time.
I love that you, man, how generous for you to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna support my friend. I'm gonna be of service." She was supposed to drive, but she said, "No, I'm still gonna support her. I'm still going to, adjust." And that's great. And then it turned out to be a great experience. On the flip side, things that we get really excited about, like the prom, end up being very disappointing.
The prom? Yeah, yeah. So
The
yeah,
prom, like
so
too much hype, like something like, where you're like looking forward to it for, a year, 6 months. I can't wait. And then you're just blowing it up in your head. Or it could be a date or it could be whatever, a honeymoon. And then it doesn't meet the expectations that you have
yeah, when you build it up in your
when you
head.
build it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love
And
it
this
just going to things, just no expectations.
and this wasn't yeah, it was this the show was on Thursday. I got invited on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
And then after I'd committed and then I was like starting to have second thoughts, she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my friend wants some money for the ticket." And I was like, "Oh, how much money?"
Also buy me
What
dinner. Yeah.
what did I did buy her dinner actually. I did
Oh,
buy her
nice.
dinner. We got hot
Nice.
dogs. We got hot dogs at SoFi. We fucked up. That's the one thing we did is we should have stopped and grabbed sushi or something on the way, but
Yeah.
we didn't want to be late and all that stuff.
Hey, I guess we'll do this in our next episode, but I totally forgot that I was gonna open with answering your question. It's a very big question, that you asked me, at Korean barbecue because Sean and I, we like bringing everything into the room, and it's a very personal question, it's a question that is gonna determine the trajectory of this podcast." And Shaun said, "Let's talk about it on the podcast." And I was like, "No, no, it's too personal." But then I was like, "Yeah, you're right. That's what you do. You just talk about it openly on the podcast." I was gonna open with that, but we can do that next week.
Wait, so do I have to because I'm in a bit of a suspense. There's a
Yeah,
suspense
I have not, so I have not answered Shaun's question on purpose because I wanted to do it, like, live on the podcast. That was also your request, and I think it makes a great, honest episode. It lines up with what we've been doing for the last year.
I mean, can we not talk about it now, or
We
do you wanna
can,
wait?
but then we probably won't have time to answer questions.
Well, we still have 30 minutes.
Yeah, we do have 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
because I don't know if I can live with the suspense. Like, I
oh,
would
I love
probably
it.
just have to ask you after, like, what the answer
I'm not
is.
gonna tell you. Like, "Listen, I'm not having sex for 30 days." You could go 1 week without knowing this answer.
I guess, that's true.
I'm just gonna edge you. Well, Shaun,
Okay.
here's what I'm thinking." "Okay, I gotta
Do
go."
you do you wanna wait till next week? We
No,
can do that.
we could do it now too. I think it's, God, I mean, there's so many layers to it, but I think it's an honest, I actually think, me answering this question is gonna be more, um, I think it's gonna be, for the listener or watcher, better than answering a question. I think they
Okay.
will be more satisfied because, and also, like, I'm hyping it up. So people are like, "John, fucking."
I have a few questions, that we can get to more questions next week or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
This feels more apropos.
So Shaun asked me, "Dude, this is a big moment in our podcast and our relationship. Guys, this takes courage. I don't know about Shaun. This takes courage for me to talk about this because I'm listen, I'm telling Shaun this answer in real time. This is not something we rehearsed. So,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of stuff happening.
They don't even know what the question is.
Right, right. Hey, you know what we should do? We should just keep talking like this and fucking edge them and then be, all right, guys, next week, let's for another 20 minutes talk about how important this question is and
That
what
would
it
be so
means.
frustrating.
God, but if we can execute that, that's amazing radio or podcasting. Anyway,
It's already amazing.
yes,
It's already
thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shaun asked me while we were eating Korean barbecue. Hey, by the way, I texted Shaun, be hungry via Siri. I do everything audio. Be hungry and unbutton your unbutton your
Top
pants because we're
top
going to Korean barbecue.
top button, unbutton kinda
Yeah,
thing.
unbutton your pants. Be hungry. That's what he got. What I said was be horny. Unbutton your pants. But Siri said typed hungry.
Oh, I was horny for Korean barbecue. Hey, I will say this,
Just
that
kidding.
day, I went to Spotify Studios because they were doing a wellness event for podcasters in the wellness space, and I got to hang out with a bunch of other podcasters and learn some stuff, and there was a lunch catered by Erewhon,
Oh,
and I
nice.
just had a soda water and sat there and
Oh,
didn't have any of the food,
talk about
so that
edging. So you passed on Erewhon
Erewhon.
to eat Korean barbecue with me.
Mhm.
Well, can I ask, did you see what it was?
It was like,
Erewhon.
it was some catering, so there was, like, some Buddha bowls and, like,
Okay,
kinda make your own. It
sure.
looked good. It looked good.
But still, it's like, yeah, high quality, overpriced food.
I tried not to look at it, actually. I tried not to look at
Oh,
it, so I
nice.
didn't and I just had a sparkling water.
Hey, what I didn't know is that Shaun never had Korean barbecue as far as, like, legit fire in your face.
I've had the electric grill, not the
Yep.
coal grill.
No, no, not like legit fire in the middle of the table. It seems like, yeah, because at one point he cut up the ribs and the fire, like, Shaun took a picture of it, a video of it, and the fire just went like a above, it was like a bonfire.
Yeah. It could be the image for this podcast, the
Oh,
thumbnail.
send me that photo. That's a
Okay,
great photo of us. The
okay.
listener is now like, "Guys, you guys are bird walking. Fucking answer the question, John." In the
Okay,
comments, I mean, John, yeah. So,
during the bar so
toward the end, Shaun asked me a question, and he said, "Oh, oh, it's funny. It's funny." Shaun said, I s I s Shaun said, "Hey."
I fucked it up so hard.
Oh my god, Shaun said, "Hey, John, I actually think, um, I actually don't wanna
No, no, here, do you
kill."
want me
Yeah, you say it. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
so
Yeah,
I said, "Hey, John, I have a question to ask you. It's not easy for me to ask you, but,
yeah.
like, I actually really enjoy doing this podcast,
Mm,
and I'd like to
yeah.
continue doing it."
Yes, and exactly, and I said, "Oh, man," I said, "Oh," and I felt bad, and I was like, "Shit," and I was thinking to myself, "Okay, should we just continue? Like, how many more, maybe I should just we'll just run with it through Costa Rica." And then fucking Shaun says to me, "No, not with you."
No, okay, that's not true. Okay, whoa, back up, back up, back up.
Oh my god.
You said, "Oh, let me sleep on that because I really enjoy the podcast too." And
Right.
then I go, "Oh no." I go, "I'm sorry, I meant with somebody else." And look, everybody, I bungled this so hard, there's just no excuse.
Dude, that setup was so good though. I mean, I thought I was getting pumped. I started looking
This
for
is some
cameras and shit.
Seinfeld level shit,
It
dude.
was some
That's how
Seinfeld level shit. The setup for that because I was not I had no idea that was coming. I thought you meant no, I thought you were coming in and saying, "John, come on, let's continue this. It's great. I love it," and championing it. And I was like, "Ah, I don't know." But you said with
I
someone else.
I fucked up. What I should have
Was
said was, "Hey, I wanna talk to you about the future of this podcast.
Yeah.
You mentioned not wanting to continue doing this podcast because 'cause you're, like, leaning out and, like, focusing on family in Costa Rica, and I'd love to continue doing this with somebody else if that's
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
that
Of
you're open
course,
to."
right.
That's
Right.
what I should have said.
Yeah.
So
You
this is
set
just
me up.
a perfect reminder that you no matter what or how prepared you are, you could always fuck something up in the moment.
It was so clean the way that Sean did it. It was so clean. Hey,
Um,
also, don't send him to the principal's office for this. He did not I know his heart. It wasn't he wasn't fucking with me, because it could also feel like, "Oh, this guy's fucking with John.
I was
Sean's really
absolutely
fucking with
not,
John."
dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tried, and it was swing and a miss, swing and a miss.
Yeah, but he did set me up, and, so here's what happened. So, of course, a lot of feelings, right? So the first feeling was hurt, and it was like, "What the because it was like, "Dude, we created the baby, we gave birth to the baby, we had to now kill the baby. You go make a baby with someone else," right? That was, like, my first thought. This is ours, we created it, and now you want to basically, um well, you're not dumping me because 'cause I'm kind of exiting, and then you're saying, "I wanna continue with someone else." And then, of course, ego and like, oh, well, what if it blows up and is super successful? And maybe it will be. I have to, be okay with that. After that wave of emotions, especially with where I'm at these days, I was like, yeah, of course. And I told Sean, I said, listen, let me respond later because I want to sit with it. But I think I told you, I'm not going to get in the way of your dreams.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said in the parking lot. I don't wanna get in the way of your
Yeah, of
dreams.
course, man, and, I don't owe you anything. I don't like this you put a lot of work into this, probably more than me, and, other people may feel differently, and I could see why as well, um, but I'm not in that space right now, man,
Yeah.
and, yeah, I don't know what the word is when you kind of, like, pass something to someone else, and you kind of, like, honor it, wish them well, like, I don't know, is it
Shepherd?
knighting?
Shepherd?
Shepherding? I don't
Yeah,
know.
knighting. Oh,
Knighting.
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 Yes. Oh my
Yes.
god.
So, Sean, I should bust out my sword. I wanna what's you get on your knees, I knight you.
Yeah.
Dude, take
Or
it,
do you
run
knight
with it.
me or do you knight the other person?
Well,
Who
here's the other kicker of this. We don't know who the other person is. Because then I was
who's
like,
the
"Sean,
other
okay, well, who's it
Oh,
gonna be?" And Sean said, "It's gonna be your wife."
no, no, no. That's
I said,
bullshit, that's
"What?"
bullshit. The funny thing is that, like, I had literally thought about this, like, for a day before I brought it to you.
Yeah.
But when I went to Spotify Studios, they're like, someone was like, "How's the podcast going?" I go,
Right,
"Oh, well, John and I are breaking up because we had talked about it."
right.
And they're like, "Who gets the podcast in the divorce?" And I was like, "I didn't even know this was a
Yes.
thing. I guess it's a
Yeah.
thing."
Yeah.
And so I didn't want you to think that I'd been, like, thinking about or planning
Right.
some heist, a coup.
See, that would hurt me, and that would make me angry. But then I'll also be like, "Well, that's the kind of person he is." I will distance myself, right? If I
I
knew
went
that
and had I
this was,
had
like,
coffee
set
with
up.
someone yesterday, and I was telling them the story, and they're like, "So who is it?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I haven't actually even thought
Mm.
about it." They're like,
Mhm.
"Well, how come you haven't thought about it?" I was like, "'Cause I haven't even talked to John about whether he's okay with it."
Right.
And so why would I get ahead of myself before even talking to you about it? So there was no, like, premeditated, you know, takeover.
Right, which is why I'm not angry about it, which is why the first layer of feeling is just ego, possession, envy, jealousy, whatever, but the second layer after that is all love, man. You know that story with, Call Me Daddy, right? The huge podcast,
Yeah,
that
well, I don't know the backstory.
it started with like this, best friends,
Yeah.
2 friends.
Oh, and then
They
they
were
split up.
there were differences, it split up, it wasn't big. I mean, it was bigger than ours, but it wasn't big. Bar and I think it started at Barstools. Um, do you know that
Yeah,
platform?
Barstool, yeah,
Yeah, it started
sports.
there, and then there was some fighting for IP. Anyway, it got really ugly. Obviously, they're no longer friends, and, she ran with it, and then it blew up, like, blew up,
Yeah, one of the top
like
podcasts
yeah, and
ever.
so, thinking about the person who she started with, like and this girl basically won the lottery, right? I think she sold it to Spotify for, like, 70 million. I mean, it keeps
Mhm.
making, a
Yeah,
gazillion dollars.
yeah.
But yeah, and then she went solo and then called it, yeah, but
Call her daddy. Yeah, I mean, that's the fear, right? The fear is that, like,
it actually happens a
that's
lot, actually, Sean. It happens a lot where two people, create a project, whether it's a podcast or whatever it is, there are creative differences or someone gets hurt, and then it just becomes ugly, and then they're no longer friends afterwards.
well, hopefully that we'll find a way if this ever happens, I mean, that would be amazing. We'll find a way to honor you in a way that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I'm not
I don't
I would
know.
just be happy for,
Well, a
the
plaque.
message and the mission and that I wanna just pass the baton. You carry that shit like a torch over your
Yeah.
head, Sean. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And also, I'm excited to see who's going to be the other half.
Well, so the idea is, let's continue with We Can Do Better, and let's bring on a female co-host.
And there's a ticking clock because unless you wanna go on hiatus, in what is it, 3, 4 more episodes, someone
This
has
is
to
the
fill
f
my seat.
That's right. There's a ticking clock. I mean, a hiatus could be okay, a month break for summer
No,
can be okay.
no.
No? Okay,
I
keep it
would
going.
love for
Okay.
you no, Sean, you gotta stop the I don't want you to stop the train. I want you to just seamlessly
Mm.
carry on because people look forward to this every week.
Okay, so if you're listening, we're, open. I'm open to
Who do
suggestions.
you
Who
think? Who do you
who should
think?
be
Yeah.
the other voice of We Can Do Better? Ideally a woman, ideally queer,
You
so that
know
we can
what?
have more diverse
You
conversations.
this is where the comments are gonna get heated, like who this person should be, and
Heated
I
or
think
just lively, you know?
or
Sport
lively.
sport
Well,
sport
I think a lot of people are gonna say, "No, stick with another man." I have a feeling, Sean.
Right, right.
They're gonna say, "Well, isn't the point that men can do better? Like, why would you?"
Yeah, We Can Do Better. It was an exploration of our relationship through the lens of masculinity,
Yeah.
but also as humans, we're just answering, questions from listeners that were not necessarily men. A lot of them weren't men. Most of our listeners are women. I mean, that's one of the things that people loved about this is that it felt like a fly on the wall
Mhm.
of our friendship.
I mean, like this
And
conversation. It's a good
yeah.
example.
So that might, yeah, so it might have to shift a little bit. It inevitably has to shift because you're no longer here. You're a different, it's gonna be different.
There's only, 5,623 John Kims in the Greater Los Angeles area.
Irreplaceable.
But
Irreplaceable.
one thing I didn't know is how much we were gonna talk about sex. I had no idea that throughout this year, not only how much we're gonna talk about sex, but God, the transparency. I mean, from dick sizes to cock rings to, like, all the stuff. And so
Yeah.
maybe the next person should be more, educated. I mean, that seems like that's a huge topic, just
I
sex in
would
general.
I think sex, yeah, I would like them to be sex positive
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
like, able to talk about that stuff, which you are too. I mean, we were
It's
able
on
to really,
my yeah, but it's on my specialty.
not
I'm
your
not a sex
wheelhouse, but
coach.
we were able to really dive in, especially into male stuff, which I think people really appreciate.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, we were definitely open about it. I have not had, as many sexual experiences as you. I mean, I'm just at 52 trying to see if I could keep it in my pants for 30 days. That's where I'm at.
I
Sean's at
mean, just the fact that that you have the libido for that is pretty awesome.
it's just the fact that I could get it up.
Dude, that you're, like, actively ttrying to keep it in your pants, like,
Yeah.
most 52-year-olds don't struggle with that, you know? They're
My
trying to get it
uro
out of the pants.
yeah, yeah. My urologist, I had no idea. He said, "Did you know that?" Because I wake up with the erections that are, like, annoying. He said, "Did you know during the night you actually have it's normal to have an erection at, say 2 a.m., and then you're just sleeping." And I was like, "That shit wakes me up because I get hard, like, at 2 or 3, and then I have to fall back asleep. It wakes me up. It's annoying. I'm not turned on. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
squeeze it really
annoyed."
hard. Squeeze it.
rock hard. I'm, like, squeezing it, and then I have to try to go back to sleep, and then suddenly it's 6, and then it's kind of hard again. I'm like, "Fuck." Anyway, it's
Okay.
normal. It's normal.
Well, good for you. I've never woken up I've never woken myself up because I had a boner.
Well, because you don't have sleeping problems. I have
That's
sleeping
true.
problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of problems, sleeping problems, did you get any test results back?
For what?
I don't know. For the tests, you went and, like, got some blood work done and stuff? Are you healthy?
I think I'm healthy. There's nothing, I got my prostate checked. Hey, I went in I went into my doctor's office. I didn't know that I was gonna get the finger in the ass at all. I just went to have a conversation with him, and, he said, "Hey, my wife listens to your podcast." Well, he said the angry therapist, but he also said I think he mentioned also the one that you have with the other guy. Uh, and right when he said that, I was like, "Oh, fuck. This is now kind of weird," you know? And he says, "Okay, by the way, pull your pants down, turn around." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know we were doing that today." And he said, "Put your elbows, not your hands, but go down to your elbows because I get a better
Mhm.
position."
Yeah, yeah.
You put on gloves, and I also felt like, aren't you, like, supposed to shower? And not that I was dirty, but I don't know, just regular, coming
Y
from the gym
y
kinda thing.
yeah.
And, the whole time as he's sticking his finger, reaching into my prostate, I was thinking, he's gonna go home and tell his wife, "Hey, that guy you listened to, I just stuck my finger up his ass today."
Yeah, yeah.
It's all I could think about. It's all I could
But
think about.
he can't because of HIPAA.
Well, he
I
he
mean,
he
I
because
know.
confidentiality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even with
HIPAA
doctors?
laws. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
for
you're
sure. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
definitely.
They break that shit.
For
He's gonna
sure,
say it,
but for sure.
100%. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's amusing. He's gonna say it for
He's
sure.
all like,
Yeah,
and, like, while he's doing it,
yeah.
he's like taking us up.
Yeah, stories, and,
Did he tag you?
yeah.
Didn't tag you?
Can you imagine? But I'm the kind of person that would repost that for sure. And
Yeah.
his wife is just gonna go, "How big was his prostate?"
How
Anyway.
big was your prostrate?
It
Did
was a
you have
little bit
any
it was a little bit swollen, but not to the point where I need to do anything about it, but this is why I also pee. I pee 3 times a night, twice a night. So, not only do I have a kickstand in my pants, but I also get up to pee. That's why fucking I can't s my sleeping is shit, man.
Dude, I was concerned when you told me that you wake up 3 times a night to pee.
Yeah, 3, 2 or
That's
3
gonna
every
that's, like,
night.
gonna fuck with your sleep so hard.
Oh, God. That and the little kickstand.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
yeah.
do you just drink a lot of water
I don't know why. I thought I
before
had a big
bed?
pro I thought my prostate was fucked up, and he's like, "It's not as it's" I mean, did you know that Cialis was created to lower the prostate, and then they found out, "Oh, it also gives you a boner," and now it's a boner pill. But it was originally created to shrink the prostate for people like me.
So, did you not ask him about finasteride?
Oh, he told me about that. He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but he just it's like it's not to that extreme where you should be taking and it's not worth treatment. It's just slightly,
But then
but
you would get the hair benefits.
yeah, but I don't dude, I'm going to Costa Rica, man. I get all these fucking pills and yeah.
You can
I'm
get
trying to go more natural.
more
Less.
natural.
Less
Okay.
is more. Yeah. I don't wanna
I'm
take
curious how you
something.
solve the waking up 3 times a night. Hey, if you have any feedback on how to deal with that, I'm sure you're not the only person who's dealt
Ugh,
with,
it's an
like
old problem. Yeah.
yeah, I
Anyway,
that seems so challenging.
how are you going to, do your massive, auditioning for this person?
Yeah, so I don't know, I was thinking maybe, now we're back
Recommends?
to what's that?
Recommends? Have people recommend?
Yeah, I'm looking for a female co-host who wants to do this podcast. We can do better. Who wants to, like, carry the baton,
Mhm.
and who wants to explore relationships, do Q&A.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, would actively taking feedback. I mean, I also didn't know which way you were gonna swing on this,
Oh,
so I
dude,
haven't really been
it's all love. I support you. I wanna help you. Yeah. DM us, send us who you think your pick is.
comments in
Um,
Spotify are the best. I'm learning
yes.
that comments in Spotify that's
Mm.
crazy that, like, most of our listeners are coming from Spotify now than
Oh,
before
wow.
they were coming from Apple Music or Apple
Right.
Podcasts.
Well, Spotify is now doing video and competing with YouTube, and yeah, they're
Yeah,
trying to
so on YouTube or Spotify, leave a comment. Who do you
yeah.
want me to talk to? I was thinking that I would talk to a couple people.
Yeah, yeah, I think you should actually make that part of the content. I think you should, I don't think someone you just I don't think after I leave the next episode, there's someone else sitting here. I think you could actually make it where in this you're actually doing this, like, search, you know?
Yeah, like dating. Like I'm
Like
dating
dating,
dating a new
like dating.
co-host, and then
God,
maybe the
what would
audience
be
chimes in.
it'd be amazing, but I think kind of like, uh, mean-spirited is if you're actually doing a couple episodes with different people, almost like
Wait,
dating or
that's what I was
something.
gonna do.
Yeah, but if they don't get if they do an episode and then I mean, I
Someone
guess they
gets
just
the
don't get the
rose.
job, they're
Someone gets
auditioning,
the
right?
rose.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like The
yeah.
Bachelor.
Yeah, and then you also let the audience tell you what oh, man, but then they could, like, roast on the person, they're not good, but
No, be
at the
nice. Be nice.
be
People will be
nice, but
nice. People will be nice.
you're gonna get feedback from your audience, and at the end of the day, it's like you give them the power to pick.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there has to be chemistry
Well, yeah, of
because
course.
I'm the one who has to have the relationship
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
co-host.
but audience have say, it's gonna impact who
Audience have say.
you're gonna consider it. You're gonna consider it if they love this
So
person.
yeah, so we're doing a Hunger Games style.
Okay? Okay. You never know where you're gonna get at the We Can Do Better podcast
And then we could
meeting.
do better podcasts. We
It's
had
just a
guests
grab
for a
bag.
bit there. No
Yeah,
more guests.
no more
John's
gas.
taking off.
A
The
new person?
podcast's over. Never mind. There's a new
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Sean gets roasted. Sometimes they do Q&A. Not last week.
It's the grab bag of podcasts. You never know.
It's the grab bag.
Yeah.
I will say that the feedback that I've gotten, the positive feedback from people in the last couple
Oh,
weeks
it's
are
so
that
good.
they're very sad that
Oh,
the
don't tell
podcast
me
is
that.
well.
I'm gonna feel bad. I don't wanna backpedal. This is just, that is
Oh,
very nice. That is
no,
kind. Makes me
it's
feel guilty.
okay. It's okay. Oh,
Right.
it makes you feel guilty.
Yeah. Also, guys, I didn't call Shaun and say I'm out. We kind of said touching base, where you at? Where you at with your life? What do you think? And then
That's true.
yeah, it wasn't like I didn't say I'm leaving. We started as a
No.
conversation, too much on my plate, but also Shaun too, it's not like,
What?
it's mutual. It's mutual. It's mutual a little bit more on my side, but it's mutual-ish.
I mean, John brought it up.
I
John
did
was
bring it up. I did bring it
he
up.
had a
Yeah.
journey. He had a journey, and he looked at what was he, what was he overcommitting? Because
I
you do a lot of things, dude. You
I
do
overcommit.
so many things.
Listen, man, I'm trying to Marie Kondo my life. One of my life lessons and things I'm trying to do, post-fire is go through all my projects, go through everything, just like, I wanna go to Costa Rica with 3 pair of pants, 4
Yeah.
T-shirts, like, I don't want all this shit on my plate, and this is part of that because it's my work, and I take on too much, man.
Dude, at Korean barbecue, John's just like, yeah, and then there's this thing with the documentary, and this other just dropping all these projects that I have no idea that you're involved in.
Yeah,
Like there's so many things.
it's too much, Sean, I can't handle it. I've turned in 2 books. 2 books, not 1, but 2. So they're gonna come back with edits and all that. Possible documentary. There's also audition for this TV thing. On top of that, I'm launching a school. So now I have single on purpose school that has another team. I'm also running retreats. Like I can't do it. I
Single all
also have my
purpose,
own podcast. What?
the app.
Yes, I also have my own
Yeah,
podcast, which is
your
3
own
times a week.
podcast.
Oh my god! And then you, this is great. I love. And it's like, dude, what am I doing? I gotta
Yeah,
AI clone myself, or I just
you're
gotta.
throwing a lot of spaghetti. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
gotta
don't
I
know.
gotta ease up.
There,
I
I
gotta
think there are
change
different strategies.
I'm
You
definitely
know,
throw everything at the wall strategy. Sean's
yeah,
more like, I'm more shotgun, Sean's more sniper.
I'm more sniper, but the sniper waits.
The
This
sniper just sits in the bushes and fucking waits.
and it can be
Yeah.
really lonely and hard
Yes.
because you feel like nothing's gonna come across your field of vision.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Sean. I think I need to be more sniper, not all the way.
Yeah,
And I think you need to be more shotgun, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I agree. And shotgun, John's just out there with a gun, just blasting,
Oh, dude, like
kicking doors down,
the
boom,
Korean
boom,
dude
boom.
in the 90s riots on top of the liquor store, just. All right, that's enough.
Cool, 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 cool.
All
So
right,
that's the news from Lake Wobegon, everybody.
exciting stuff. Thank you for listening. Be well.
Have a beautiful week, and thank you, John. I
Wait,
love you.
hold on. Hey,
Wait,
that new
what's up?
person's gonna have their own little saying at the
Don't
end.
worry. Be well's yours. Don't worry.
Don't fucking steal my shit.
I won't. Is this you're telling
Someone can
them?
have my seat, but they can't take my shit.
Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful week.
Have a great week.